I
But
told
now,
you.
I'm sorry, sir. Sir, first of all, I would like to congratulate Mr. Mungerkar, the way he has started his speech of saying this budget is trying to abolish, discard the Nehru economic policy. It is true, Mr. Jaitley, I personally, I have a respect for him. When I was told that budget will be placed on such and such date, though I am not a member of other house, I had been on the gallery just to listen what he is saying. After hearing the entire budget, when I came down, it was my impression that Honorable Finance Minister neither plays a bird nor an animal, it is something else. He wanted to shift from Nehruvian economic policy, but he could not place any new idea, he could not teach any new thought in our country. Only in some places he has allotted some amount of money and wanted to say that this is the budget for the common people. But practically this budget neither for the common people nor for the corporate sector. This is a mid-term arrangement, and I am sure of it. With this type of budget, Indian economic policy cannot grow up, and it will not be possible to develop our economic condition in our country. People felt insult to injury when the finance minister and the prime minister said that the budget is for common people. I wonder and I take pity on their being in their own paradise. If I am wrong, that the people at large are not crushing themselves for electing deceptive people whom they voted to power, then the whole cabinet can very well go through the full day telecast of all news channel where the ordinary people who are being interviewed for commenting on the budget. This could be an eye-opener of the government if it is not intoxicated with the influence of the power, against which the Honorable Prime Minister prayed during the reply to the motion of thanks, presidential address. This budget is not at all for the common people, but for none other than corporate. The government did not stop here in hurting the people's hopes just with the budget proposal. The same day it is increased the price of petrol and diesel by about 3 rupees rather than adjusting the excise duty which had been increased deliberately several times during falling the crude price. It is true that no government has the magic wand to the problems, but no government has right to dilute the welfare scheme of the previous government. For the middle class, no income tax exemption limit has been increased, and the finance minister, in his own style, asked them to fend for themselves by making savings. The moot question remain in the same as to whether are the savings and how the ordinary man will make saving when the service tax has been increased and showed up 2%. 2% says for clean India will hang on their heads. Sir, it is really surprising. The government has said the service tax has been increased. They wanted the middle class people, those who are going to the restaurant, Was the wrong for them to go with their family member? And when they will go, they are to pay more charges. What for? Why the government has done this thing, I do not understand. Unjustified increase in service charges. Does only the rich people use petrol and go to restaurant? Do the people of lower middle class not use two-wheeler for going to job? And whether they cannot afford to go to some low-costing restaurant for celebrating their family functions. Sir, in this budget, corporate tax is proposed to be reduced 5% during the next 4 years. This is very meaningful thing. It is estimated about 20,000 crore every year will have to be forgotten for this purpose. I think ordinary people has not been so lucky in getting this much relief by the government who have promised as is deal. Who are saying, government is saying Achha Din. Where is the Achha Din is coming? You have no control on banks in the use of commercial autonomy. Sir, in regard to the bank, I would like to one thing to you. The banking system in our country should be changed. There are so many industries who took the money, financial assistance from the bank. But the system is such that at a time they are not disbursing the total amount. They are disbursing the amount in a different phase. But unfortunately, I know some of the banks who have already sanctioned some amount of money, but after that, they could not disburse this money to the industry. So it will be very difficult for them to set up their own industry. Sir, is the government aware of this better truth? Some amount of 500 in Jan Dhan, some amount of 500, some amount of 10,000. These are the facts based on my personal interaction. So if you take an average 5,000 rupees per account, the money at the disposal of banks come little this 12.5 crore multiplied by 5,000, so 62,000 crore cost of bullet train project in Gujarat. Sir, what is happening? You are saying, taking for an example so-called feather in cap, Jan Dhan Yojana, 12.5 crore accounts are reported to be open. Is it not true? You have told it very clearly. 12.5 crore accounts are reported to be open. Though it is said that such account can be opened with zero balance, but now, here, had it happened, in reality, bank insisted to deposit at least few hundred rupees. Is the government aware of this bitter truth? Some account will be 500 and some account will be 10,000. There are the facts based on my personal interaction. So if we take an average 5,000 rupees per account, the money at the disposal of banks come like this, 12.5 crore multiplied 5,000. Entire amount, I am sure this government is thinking they will spend for a bullet train in Gujarat. Sir,
Conclude.
another most important thing.
Please conclude.
Just 1 minute, sir. You have said that the Honorable Finance Minister has said that 100 days employment guarantee scheme, Manjeka scheme, said that 5,000 crore allocation hike, increase ho gaya, 5,000 crores. But sir, in every state, when this project has started, minimum wages was less, but now the minimum wage is higher. So whatever amount Finance Minister is saying that 5,000 will be the extra, that is notional, no use of that, because in every state, minimum wages has already been increased.
Thank
So
you.
practically nothing has yet been increased.